Here's how I went from being a fitness beginner to being a fitness coach that's been able to help hundreds of fitness beginners. Altogether, they've lost 2,500 pounds, and on average, each one that applies their self into the program loses at least 27 pounds. If you don't know who I am, my name is Elisha Allison. I'm the owner of Elevated Aesthetics. We help fitness beginners learn how to lose weight, gain confidence, and build a body they can be proud of. And we ensure that they never have to worry about dieting ever again for the rest of their lives. So that's the goal, that's the mission, that's what we do as a company. Now, I want to share how I actually got into fitness, some things that I struggle with. I want to share how I got into coaching. And I also want to give you some tips going forward on how you can start off your journey easier, better, more efficient, and you don't have to cross some of the stupid hurdles that I went through to make your life easier. So the first thing is how I got into fitness. I grew up and I was overweight and I played a lot of sports, and I desired more than anything to be the person who was in shape, who looked really good out there, and I just could never make that happen. My whole life, my family has struggled with weight gain or struggling to lose weight in that, and I was following along in their footsteps. Now, when I was playing sports, I was able to lose weight and get in great shape, but as soon as I stopped doing that and my expenditure went down, I gained all the weight again, and that was hard seeing that happen time and time again between my different seasons. I would do all kinds of diets for that, and nothing really ever stuck. It wasn't until I got a scholarship to go play college baseball that I began to learn more about nutrition. And the reason why I began to learn more about nutrition was because I was one of the only ones on the team in the off season that couldn't do a pull-up. I was about 190 pounds, a little chubby guy, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing not being able to do a pull-up, and I thought this has to change. So I started learning about nutrition. I became obsessed with it, and I got into the gym trying to do my pull-up so I didn't look like a fool when we were in the off season. I ended up being able to get my pull-up, and through that process, I absolutely fell in love with health and fitness. I fell in love with nutrition. I fell in love with training and becoming the best version of myself. And that's how I kind of got into fitness. So now I want to talk to you about how I got into coaching, because it's a little bit different. So when I lost the weight, I actually lost 50 pounds. So I was weighing about 140 pounds now. And I did my first physique competition. And during that period, my mother was actually working at a gym here in Tahlequah, and she introduced me to the owner, and he told me that I could do some personal training, and I was very interested, so I started shadowing. During that time as well, I started coaching my little brother. My little brother struggled more than me with his weight, and it was very difficult to watch him deal with that. Him, never taking his shirt off when he was at pools or when he was outside and things like that, and him struggling with it. And I helped him lose over 60 pounds, and I watched him change as a person, and I also watched his confidence grow, and it made me so excited to see somebody else become the best version of themselves, and I knew that that's what I needed to be doing. So during college, I actually trained. I would wake up at 4 a.m. I would train from about 5 to 8. I would go to school. I would go, and then I would train people during lunch period that we had, and then go back to school from about 3 to 5, and then train from about 5 to 8. I was literally going all day, but I was obsessed. I was reading every article I could find. I was watching every YouTube video I could find. They didn't have podcasts, so I was playing that in my car, and so I was just obsessed with what I was doing, and I wanted to become the best trainer I possibly could be. So during biology, during chemistry, instead of taking notes, what is proper nutrition, how to properly take somebody from where they are to where they want to be. And so I completely kind of disregarded college in a sense to learn more about my health and fitness. And during the time I was actually training, or I thought I wanted to be a physical therapist, and that was the route, and that's where I thought I had to go. And during the whole time I thought, man, if I could just train, that would be it. And it actually came to a point where I knew that I could do it full time. And I had built up a clientele, and I really had my name, and I was pushing to get it out there because that's what I wanted to do. And luckily during COVID, which I know that's when most people turned away, that's when I went hard. Like I hired a mentor, and I was able to figure out how to actually set up things that help my clients even better. And then I just completely disregarded physical therapy and went straight to personal training and went all in. So we started from face to face, and now we go online. We coach people from all over the world. And like I said, we've helped clients lose over 2,500 pounds altogether, and each one loses at least 27 157 pounds, which I'm extremely proud about. So that's how I got into coaching. That's kind of what I'm doing now. And now I want to give you a few tips on how I was reading the most up-to-date articles on NCBI or Public Medicine, or learning from some of my favorite bodybuilders like Layne Norton. You can find a more efficient path to your health and fitness journey. Tip number one is to hire someone. If you have the financial means, I would say do it. But even if you don't, know that you're either paying in your time or you're paying in money. And so whichever one you value more is what you're going to choose. If you value money more, then it's going to take you a long time to figure out how to get the results. But if you value your time more, you're going to spend money and figure out how you can get those results faster. So if you can hire someone that's going to help you pass the process and pain of trying to figure this out on your own and spending the hours upon hours reading material and setting up workouts, it will help you get results faster. And that's what you should be doing. How can I get results as fast as possible, learn as much as possible, and save the time that it took someone else to go through all the things that they had to go through to know what they know? The next tip is start tracking your calories and macronutrients. This is extremely important, and it's the basics of all of what you're going to be doing. So you need to know how many calories you're currently consuming, and I would even put weighing in at this time as well, because if you're tracking your calories and macronutrients, whether you're trying to gain weight or lose weight or maintain your weight, you're going to be able to know where you're maintaining your weight at and what your weight is doing, so you can make proper adjustments in the future when you know what you want to do, whether it be cut, bulk, or maintain. The next tip is to eat lots of fruits and veggies. And I know this is like basic stuff, but again, these are stuff that not a lot of people do. They're so worried about what is the best diet that they forget to do the basic. And fruits and vegetables have so many micronutrients, so many benefits, and they're so low in calories, and they're going to make you feel so much more full than if you're getting your calories from Sour Patch Kids or some other junk food. So eating lots of fruits and vegetables are going to do wonders for your diet. And so if you're a beginner, you need to focus on that, and you need to get that habit nailed before you move on to anything else. The next step is to take your goal weight and eat that amount of protein in it. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you're wanting to lose 50 pounds to get down to 150 pounds. Well, you need to eat roughly 150 grams of protein if that's the case. And the reason why you should do this is, one, it's going to be difficult for you to do that, so you want to start lower. You don't want to do a gram per pound because you're probably not pure muscle anyway. So eat roughly your goal weight in protein, and I promise you, you're going to start, one, increasing your protein intake for future reference when we know exactly how much you need to consume, and two, it'll get you in the habit of eating protein, which goes a long ways in your health and fitness. The next tip is to just find a style of training that you love. Like, you can do CrossFit, you can do bodybuilding, you can do powerlifting, you can do weightlifting. It doesn't matter. You just need to be active. And the most important thing is finding something that you love, because if you love it, you can stick to it. And if you stick to it, you're going to get amazing results no matter what you're doing. So don't find the perfect program. Find the program that you enjoy and that's practical to you. Find the one that you can stick to for the rest of your life. Because if you do that, you're going to be in way better shape than if you find something that you somewhat love and you're just forcing yourself to go do it. You can be disciplined very easily if you find something that you enjoy a lot. The next tip is to track your steps. Like, you don't need to worry about whether cardio you're doing is the most optimal. Just track how many steps or how much you're moving throughout the day, and then you can change up your cardio every single day if you'd like to. So you don't need to stick to a Stairmaster, elliptical, a treadmill if you don't want to. Like, you can do all of those things throughout the week. As long as you're tracking your steps and you're increasing the amount of calories that you're burning, I promise you're going to be able to stick to it better, because you're going to be able to change it up and keep things more enjoyable for you. Now, unless you find something that you absolutely love, then do that every single day. It doesn't matter. But tracking your steps as a fitness beginner is key, because it's going to make sure that you're increasing the amount of activity that you're burning throughout your day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this encourages you to get into the gym and helps you skip some of the nonsense that I went through to get to where I am now. If you're currently a fitness beginner and you're wanting to get help with your journey, then I'm going to leave a link in my bio of my application. You're just going to fill that out, and that will allow me to get some back-end information as to what you're going through and how I can best help you. So click that link in my bio, fill out an application. We'll chat soon. Peace.